Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! And today a Carbot cast between LX and ToSsGirL. Here on Match Point from 2010, bottom left. We have our Protoss player. He is playing purple. It is LX. Legend is an alternate ID. And in the top right, we have ToSsGirL, who plays Terran. She was introduced to StarCraft by her dad in 1999. She had a lot of success and retired in 2012. It's a Korean versus a Chinese player. I kind of feel like LX is the best Brood War Chinese player Brood War has ever seen, right? He defeated Boxer back in 2005, defeated Bisu in IEF 2007. Back in 2008, WCG, a game versus Stork where they both wanted to lose, avoid being first place in a group, and the first place had to face Jaedong in the round of 16, right? So both of them wanted to lose, and despite facing Stork's well-intended double expansion, LX managed to successfully suicide all of his Dragoons into Stork's army and surrendered, thus getting second place. That is a hilarious write-up on Team Liquid. All killed Team STX, ToSsGirL, July, and Bogus, who was innovation in StarCraft 2, in the losers bracket of the STX Invitational 2010 before losing to Trap 2-3 in the finals. One of the best players in the STL, boasting a 111 record as of July 2012. And when he was interviewed after he retired, he said he wished he had learned Korean because the language barrier was a little bit too much for him, right? You can't discuss tactics very easily if you don't speak Korean. Anyway, LX, very, very good Chinese player versus ToSsGirL, an excellent Terran player from the year 2010, which is 12 years ago now. What is time? What is it anymore? I don't understand what it is. So, PvT action here on Match Point. What are we going to do? Are we going to go for, actually... Hold on a second. Is that a Nexus first? I'm realizing all of a sudden. That is a Nexus first out of LX. Is this a lack of respect or what? So definitely Nexus first into Gateway on the other side. It is a Barracks from ToSsGirL. ToSsGirL next up going to be Factory. Yep. So playing it much more normal here. Man, this is crazy aggressively macro-oriented here from LX. I am impressed by it. And now we'll see if he gets punished, right? Little Carbot Marine heading out. If you like the skin, check out Carbot. He's got his own YouTube channel. Just search Carbot on the YouTube search bar. You'll find him. It's super easy to pull up. He's doing a Diablo thing right now. A Diablo 2 kind of retrospective with the Diablo 2 Resurrected that came out recently. And it's fun animation. He really, truly loves these games. He loves Warcraft. He loves StarCraft. He loves Diablo. And it really comes through in his animation style. And it's awesome. So I know some people do not prefer the Carbot, but I do this maybe once a month or so. It's not crazy often, so y'all don't have to freak out too hard about it. I hear ya. I hear that you hate it. You can't tell what anything is, but like, I don't know. Like for me, StarCraft is StarCraft. I've heard people say they can't understand like what they're looking at if it's Carbot or if it's StarCraft 2. They just... Like, if it's not original Brood War, then they're completely lost. And I don't understand that. I mean, obviously, I've been playing StarCraft 2 since 2010 and Brood War since 1998. And the Carbot skin since that came out in, like, 2018 or something. And so I'm familiar with it. But I don't ever remember pulling up StarCraft 2 for the first time and being like, I can't tell what anything is. What is this thing? No, that's a Zergling. That's a spawning pool. That's a hatchery. Like, all this stuff makes total sense to me in my brain, but there's been enough people who are just like, I can't understand StarCraft 2 when I look at it. I can't understand Carbot when I look at it. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if people just have different looking skills. Like they're just born with different capacity to look at stuff and understand what it is, even if it's different. It's probably what it is. Anywho, Command Center now coming up from ToSsGirl, working on them Spider Mines. Look how happy they are. And I think LX is totally going to get away with this. He's up 31 to 22 workers, which makes total sense considering he went for the Nexus first. However, there is a Vulture coming down this way, going to sneak his way down, throw some spider mines, going to try to straight up kill this Zealot. I love the explosion animation from vultures doing explosive animation things. Oh, did kill it, actually. Nicely done. Good control. And this is a YOLO vulture. He's going to die back here. He knows he's going to die back here, and he's okay with it. He's killed a couple probes. He threw down some spider mines. He had a good day. That's all there is to it. Starport actually done for ToSsGirL. Repositioning and now control tower? Yeah, now control tower. Vultures cruising across. They're working on a bike speed now that Spider Mines is done. They're going to be annoying and harassy here, which is all you really need to do with the vultures, is consistently be harassing stuff. Is that a second scouting SCV? That is another SCV. Good grief. All right, some more Spider Mine. Oh my gosh, that Zealot killed another Spider Mine. And that one. Dude, the control here. Uh-oh. Oh, no, don't drag it into the... Oh, probes taking the splash damage, though. That was not good from LX. Not even close. Hoo boy. So that vulture's got one kill, but taking Dragoon shots is never good. So ToSsGirl playing Terran, again, very confusedly. She does have a sister who went by StarCraft for a long time, and I believe she actually played Zerg. So less confusing for StarCraft games. More confusing for ToSsGirl games. This is why you maybe shouldn't have a player name that is specifically referential to a race in StarCraft, because what if you switch? Happens all the time. Observatory, so that we can see, look at this, queuing up a bunch of observers here so that we can deal with these spider mines, which are incredibly annoying. Man, if you creep up any closer to that, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Look at this. Oh, he manages to get another spider mine down, and it's going to do the thing. Oh! Massive hits. Massive hits. And look at this. Legend, or LX had a massive lead, but now it's 36-36. His control was so good dealing with those spider mines when he had Zealots doing it, but now that it's Dragoons, they're struggling. They're struggling a bit. ToSsGirl's done a great job evening up the worker count here with that vulture harass, which you really do need to do. Terrans, it can be very tempting to sit back on your 2 or 3 bases, make a ton of tanks and vultures and Goliaths, and then go win. But, like, also, you need to harass with vultures, too. You just have to. You have to slow down Protoss. It's just like you're playing against a Zerg. You gotta harass those guys and slow them down, or they're just gonna out-macro you to death, which Protoss is gonna do, too. Protoss will take a 3rd base, which he's doing. We'll take a 4th base, which is maybe getting set up here. But, we are just vulture dropping. No big deal. Here inside the main base, this is some really nice play from ToSsGirl, honestly. Look at these probes that are going down. Spider Mine's getting laid all over the place. Another probe dies. Vulture dies. Spider-Mine randomly in the middle of the base here, and Dropship hanging out has done its job here for sure. So yeah, hit that like button if you're enjoying this game so far. This has been some really nice back and forth between these two players. Academy is on the way from ToSsGirl. So far so good. I think both these players doing all right. I mean, I think ToSsGirl has done better. LX took a massive risk to go for that Nexus first, and then ToSsGirl just basically went, nah. You know what? That advantage gone. I'm going to kill so many of your probes. You're going to have fewer than I do at 8 minutes, which is just, ow. That's brutal. Brutality for sure. Anyway, Marines, we're not going to have a lot of these today, but we made a handful of them. Might as well use them for something like, I don't know, providing some buffer for this siege tank here, which is going to siege right on up. Stargate coming in. Bit of a 2.5, 3 base Arbiter style opening here from LX. Nothing too crazy that way. Dragoons bouncing up and down on the high ground there. So yeah, eventually we're going to have to start to see some aggression from LX. You really can't let a Terran player sit back, macro up, make a million siege tanks, and then come kill ya, which again, we've said the Terrans want to do more than anything. It brings them great joy to be able to make 30 siege tanks, walk them across the map, set them up like right here, and then just win the ball game, right? That is a game-winning play. So Protoss needs to trade Dragoons for siege tanks so we don't ever get those 30 siege tanks. And if we have a hard time with that, at least make them siege up several times along their journey across the map, right? Trying to make them struggle into getting across the map. They can't just walk across it easily. They have a lot of trouble with it. Is that Corsair play? What in the name of Fergus McDoodson are you doing, LX? He's making Corsairs. Are we getting Disruption Web? Or are we trying to Disruption Web these tanks? We've seen this attempted before. It hasn't really worked that I've seen. I mean, I've seen it attempted maybe twice in all the, 1,000 PBTs that I've ever cast. Is it 1,000? I don't know. PvT is probably my least cast matchup of the non-mirrors. So maybe not 1,000 of those, but, you know, hundreds. At the very least. I like that the Vulture pilot, bike pilot dude, he's got his goggles on and his do-rag, and he's got a little, like, evil grin on. It's just fun. It's so fun. I like Carbot quite a bit. So, look, I understand you're making Corsairs. I get it, LX, but why? What are we killing with these? Are we trying to kill science vessels? Are we killing drop ships? What is the plan exactly? I don't know. Dragoons have no upgrades. The mech units have no upgrades. They're both working on attack. And it is Disruption Web. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. The icon. I do struggle. Okay, I do struggle sometimes with the Carbot versions of the icons up here in the production tab. That is where I struggle. Yes, admittedly so. Oh, catching a little probe transfer, ToSsGirL. Very nicely done. Great play there for sure. It's got to be Disruption Web. It just does. That upgrade. I don't know what else it would be. I don't think I've seen Disruption Web. Well, I was going to say in a Carbot, but I have. Hey, look, siege tanks. They made it across the map with little to no resistance. And now your third base is in trouble, LX. Dude, is ToSsGirL going to win this game? ToSsGirl maybe going to take a fourth base up to 12 o'clock. Already has a third base, rolling minerals only for all of them vultures. And the Corsairs are... Oh, it is Disruption Web! Oh my gosh, it's Disruption Web usage against these tanks, which at least forces them to unsiege. It doesn't last forever. It's going to pop down about now. Wow, is this lasting way longer? There it is. Okay, a couple of seconds longer than I expected it to. It's fine. Totally fine. So yeah, the Chinese Protoss player going for Disruption Web in a PvT. I gotta say, I'm feeling interested about this. We'll see if it works for the first time ever on the channel. And it's a Carbot game, no less. What a weird match this is. You know, 2010 stuff, though. It's weird on its own, and then we have Carbot, and then we have ToSsGirl and LX, who are both very good players in their own rights, but not many people necessarily remember them now, right? It's been so long since they've been amazing, and they both retired around the same time. I believe they both retired around 2012 or so. About the same epoch. Where were you in 2012? Where the heck was I in 2012? I think I was living in a duplex. So sharing a wall with another house, with another family next door, and I think I was working 2 jobs at the time, and it was a huge deal. It was a lot of work. And I was not casting StarCraft back then. I didn't start until 2015. So coming up on 6 years, y'all. Late February is my first cast on YouTube. It is bad. I don't recommend you watch it. It's Hearthstone-centered anyway, so I'm not sure that you care. Actually, going for Corsair Energy Upgrade 2. Holy smokes. I mean, I guess if you're going for that sort of thing, if you're going for Disruption Web, might as well get Corsair Energy. Man, the probe deaths. I mean, look. ToSsGirl's doing a much better job harassing LX today. How many SCVs have died? Not many. How many probes have died? A lot. A lot of probes have died today here. I don't know that LX is doing what he needs to do to get ahead in economy. He's up 185 to 170 supply. He's got a decent army advantage here, but look at these 4 bases right down the bottom right here. There's been nothing from LX to mess with ToSsGirl at all. ToSsGirl, if she's lost anything, it's because she's been the aggressor, and she's been losing things on this side of the map rather than on the other side of the map. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is just constant vulture harass here. Throwing down spider mines, trying to deal with zealots all over the place, trying to murder your stuff. It's great. Just, I mean, at the very least, it's kind of keeping LX back home. Not that he needs to keep everybody home, right? No, kite. Dude, more kiting. Not kiting. All right, that's fine. That vulture dies. Both players, let's see. Well, Alex is at 192 supply. ToSsGirl's at 180. +2, +1 upgrades are now done for the mech. +1 attack is done for the gateway units for the Protoss. Recall on the way. Arbiters warping in too. I don't know. Place your bets. I really feel like ToSsGirl's played a really good game, but LX, he's going for this disruption web stuff, which, like, they're both members of STX, right? So they're both teammates, and they probably played against each other a whole ton leading up to this match. So I can't imagine LX has never tried disruption web against ToSsGirl before. She cannot be surprised by this. And she knows it because he tried it again. He used it on the tanks earlier. It's not like she's going to be caught entirely off guard. The next time this happens, she will be very aware it's happening. Anyway, I guess that's why we have a whole caboodle of Goliaths. I mean, those are for the Corsairs, and they're also for the Arbiters that are going to be part of this play too. Yeah, man, Corsairs looking very car body here. I don't know. It's an interpretation of the Corsair. I like it quite a bit. So ToSsGirl just doing the typical I'm a Terran, I'm moving across the map kind of a thing. Here comes the disruption web, though. Disruption web there, catching several siege tanks, making it much easier for the Protoss army to move in. I gotta say, I'm a general fan of the concept. I've just never seen it work yet, and it's not attempted a lot, which tells me maybe it's not what you want to try to do. Look, it's actually stopping the Dragoons from firing too, because they're inside another disruption web, which is hilarious, but oh my gosh, that went pretty darn well. ToSsGirl is down to 134 supply, 179 for LX. Insane. Dude, that was honestly pretty well executed by LX. What a boss. Chinese Protoss player doing some serious work here. Dragoons just kind of standing in. Not really microing at all, but, you know, it's working okay. Oh, Spider-Man takes down 2 Dragoons at once. Forward barracks gonna die. If that dies, it means can't build any more factories. Not ideal. But, you know, scouting with it. You don't have to use it for anything. Might as well scout with it, too. Small attack down at the bottom right, but ToSsGirl has literally nothing defending this. Loses the Observer. So that's not ideal. And yeah, 167 to 125 supply. That one engagement went super well for LX. And he might just let it steamroll him to victory at this stage. Keep thinking this is army, but it's spider mines. It always is the spider mines. Bam. 4th base down. ToSsGirl knocked down to 3 total bases. Spider mine's getting some revenge. A bit here. Oh, they all fired on that Zealot and he didn't die. Crazy. What a strong dude. Oh, trying to expand down this way? No, that's not happening. Dragoons plus the Corsairs working together here, plus to attack on said Dragoons. And ToSsGirl knocked back a lot. That tank count got reset. Are we just going Mass Goliath now? Kind of feels like maybe there's a few tanks, sure. Few tanks. Vulture's heading up into the top right, trying to get some more damage done. This is a good PvT. This is really very good. Yeah, that one Dragoon, good against Vultures, not good when outnumbered 6 to 1. Or, you know, 7 to 1 as the number of Vultures here is saying. Cannon's better. But once again, just kind of fighting them straight up. It works, but you're losing Vultures here. Another engagement coming up that ramp. There are the Goliaths with Charon boosters against the Corsairs, trying their very best right here. Goliaths trying to fire and stand in, but I do not know. Absolutely insane stuff right now. Out of LX, it's working for him. ToSsGirl's down to 122 supply. Zealots jumping down, trying to deal with these siege tanks, absorbing a ton of shots so the Dragoons can fire in. I don't know if they can get through here, though. LX, the siege tanks on the backside with their +3 attack, a little bit too scary against just Dragoons here with no Zealot support. Not perfectly ideal. Oh, a siege tank came to the top left. Is going to take down some buildings and whatnot. Vultures set the siege tank to... There you go. They fire on the cannon and they take it down, and now these probes are in trouble. So ToSsGirl trying to even it up a little bit on the other side by killing all of the workers of the 4th base for LX. He's expanded down here to this 7 o'clock spot, though, for a potential 5th base. But guess what? Who's over this way, too? Probes. Probes are over this way, and Vultures are over this way. These are not the best of partners here at all. Ugh, spider mines, but Dragoons coming to save the day. Yeah, probe count knocked down to 49 for LX all of a sudden. Yes, ToSsGirL is knocked down to 3 bases. And her natural base is mined out, and her main base is mined out. And she really needs a 4th base if she's going to win this game. It's looking extremely tight. Yeah, the window's closing here for a ToSsGirL victory. Just being down 176 to 123 supply. Sure, LX lost all of those probes basically in the top left, but the Nexus still exists, where this command center in the bottom right for ToSsGirL is dead. And that's not going to work out very well for her. We're working on EMP. ToSsGirl is. I don't know that we've seen many science vessels today. I haven't heard any die, at least. Ah, there it is. There's our science vessel with the beakers on it and the flasks and very sciencey. E equals MC squared on there. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Oh, man. It's just not enough. Oh, stasis coming down to too much. Too much Protoss here. An EMP on the Arbiter would be pretty good, but hanging back, sniping an Observer. Spider-Mind's trying to get connections here on the Zealots. Not enough Vultures in the mix. This Vulture back here is not engaging with it at all. Big time engagement, though, in the middle here. Too many Dragoons. The Siege Tank's firing, but also Zealots jumping right on top of those dudes to take them down with their, what do they got? +2 attack, +3 attack is now done. And that's your GG. ToSsGirl taps out, and Legend/LX is your winner in about 21 minutes. Boom. Apparently, Neo TV Live is still watching this match because both LX and ToSsGirl have left. The Observer is still here for unknown reasons. And there we go. Now he taps out at 21:48. So GG. That was some good back and forth stuff, man. LX goes for that Nexus first play, gets away with it, except then ToSsGirl wanders in, kills a ton of his probes, gets a worker count advantage on him, gets up to 4 bases very quickly. LX expands a whole bunch too, but consistently is losing workers the whole time because of aggressive Vulture play. But at the end of the day there, that one engagement in the middle of the map, great use of Disruption Web. There weren't a million siege tanks. There were a few. And they all got removed from the situation pretty easily. And then LX just rolled. So, man, that worked. Should we see more of it in 2022? Should somebody try to bring this back in PvTs? If you're watching this, why don't you try it on a ladder game, right? Try a PvT where you research Disruption Web and Disruption Web your enemy's tanks and see what they say about it. You can submit it to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Brood War, and I'll cast it on Sunday during my Sunday Brood War stream that I do every week at 11 a.m. Eastern just here on this channel. Let's check it out. That was good. That was some really fun PvT stuff. I mean, yeah, so ToSsGirl losing the battle in the middle here, and then also getting this 4th base down in the bottom right side just completely obliterated without putting up any resistance whatsoever. That was an issue. And couldn't ever really get back up to a 4th base anywhere else ever again. And that's pretty much your GG on match point. There aren't a ton of places to expand. Well done. 170,000 points for LX, 135 for ToSsGirl. Units produced, way more units produced for the Terran. Ended up killing about a 3-to-2 kill death ratio for LX, which is enough. Structures raised, nothing too important there. And then 47,000 resources spent to 44,000 resources spent. So losing a base is a bigger deal than straight up just having probes killed over the course of a game, because no Nexus has died today. It was only probes that went down, which, I mean, only probes, but compared to all of your workers and a base, it's kind of a different whole animal. So GG, and that was great, and that's going to be it for me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a Carbot play. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.